Okay, people, what's going on? How you guys doing today? Um, I am the California Bear, and this is your very first show of Video Source Code. These are my source videos. These are the videos that I'm going to use to prove my premises. Everybody saying source up? Well, this is how I'm going to show my source. Much love to Sinetta, House of Consciousness. Peace to the panel, peace to the people, peace to the brothers. Much love, Revelation X. What's going on with you, brother? Let's get some things straight. Let's get some things out in the play as we go. The first thing is I am a true American Indian. Huh? Hold on one second. I am. Y'all gonna make me repeat it again, huh? I said I am a true American Indian. And I'm going to prove that today. I'm going to prove that on source videos. I'm going to prove all the things that I say. So first, before we begin, I want to give a humble libation, a humble love, a humbled servitude, gratitude to my people that lost their lives on this day. We know them as American Indians. So please give a humble. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So before we begin, let me tell you a little bit about what's going on here. If y'all don't know about Sinetta TV, right now, go subscribe to Sinetta TV. Go listen to the House of Consciousness. First, up to Sinetta and Realism. That's what we're promoting 2024. That realismism, you know. Oh, that who coined that? Who coined that? Shabazz did. From the tribe of Shabazz on Sinetta TV. You're catching, he's an older brother with a lot of wisdom. So today, we're going to show who these people are that was encountered, that encountered the Europeans, so to say, when they came over here. It was already, everybody know there was already people over here. You just don't know who. Huh? You just don't know who yet. So I'm going to present it to you, to the House of Consciousness, to the religious group that's in the streets, Christians, Moors, Jews, Jehovah's, Hebrew Israelites, Egyptian, doesn't matter who you are. I'm going to show you who I am. I'm going to show you who the streets of the United States, especially in California, Texas, huh? Missouri, Nevada, Chicago, Detroit, and Oklahoma. These are my special streets that I'm talking to. And these are the American Indians that need to hear this right now. We're finna prove some things through this whole entire segment, through this whole series of source code. We're going to prove some things. And one of those things that I am an American Indian. Huh? I'm not an African. Even though I have African ancestry, that's not who I am. I'm not denying that they're not my brothers. I'm not denying that they're not my people. I'm just saying I am an American Indian today, as we speak, today. I'm not an African American. I'm not a native. I'm an American Indian. So those that know that they're American Indian, those that know that have American Indian blood in them, it is a disgrace to celebrate this day on account of the way things was done. I don't want to hear from nobody. Not today. Not with that. You know, I love all my people. I love all my family. I love all my sisters. I love all my brothers. But if you call me on a happy Thanksgiving, I'm going to hang up. Plain and simple. Sorry. They killed my people. And the thing is this, that we're blaming the white. We don't know if them was white. No, as far as what we think European, like the ones in the White House and things like that. No, these are different Europeans. These are not the ones that was on this soil. No. These are some different Europeans. We'll get into them later. But for now, I'm going to show you who they encountered. This is one of the reasons why they came over here. Don't believe they didn't know where they was going. Don't believe that Christopher Columbus, matter of fact, Christopher Columbus Sr. never came over here. He was banned from selling by the 1600s. The late 1500s, 16th century. He never came to the New World. So the people that they encountered is not who the people they was telling you who they encountered. And we're going to get into it today. We're going to show and prove that you're on India. This is India. This is an American India. Huh? This is our language. We translated the Bible. We're going to get into that too. But today, because it's the holiday, I didn't celebrate it. I'm pretty sure I didn't acknowledge. I'm pretty sure I was in the conscious realm of 48 Thanksgivings. This is the 49th. And I can say like this, 40 of them, I can say, no. I'm going to say 30. 30 of them, I can actually say consciously I celebrated this day. Knowing the purpose, the premises of this day. It's not like Thanksgiving. I mean, it's not like Christmas. Christmas, you tell me where Christmas have to do with Jesus? It's Xmas that who we go with. This is not Halloween. Huh? This is not New Year's. This is not Independence, 4th of July. Grandmama was born on 4th of July. Peace of grounds, rest in me. This is a day that they say that they massacred, murdered my people. It doesn't matter where you from. You dark complected, you whole our gene, your people too. So what is you celebrating this for? So when we get into this, you're going to see who they encountered, why they encountered. Pocahontas, we don't deal with Pocahontas. I don't even want to associate with Pocahontas. I'm going to show you why later. It's in here, but Pocahontas wasn't no. We ain't dealing with Pokey. We got the homie Pokey from Meadowview, but we ain't dealing with Pokey. Not Pocahontas. So as I slithered through the house of consciousness, peace to everyone there, I'm noticing that a lot of Aboriginals, I mean, right now the top is Chief Ali. And once I communicate and we ever get to communicate, he's going to change his mind on a lot of things too. Because the Olmecs was actually, if I'm not mistaken, Africans. Source me on that. I say, source me on that. Mindy, West Side Africa. That's where the Olmecs are originally from, the West Side of Africa. Still West Side though. So these brothers was getting on Sinetta and try to show off, try to bring the indigenous ways, and they failed. The only one that's above water right now that I see was two: Chief Ali and Topcat. Jabari went and got Dan Calloway. I told you don't touch him, Jabari. You shouldn't have touched him. I'm coming after you, but I'm glad he did. So you got to go. If you don't want me to touch you, Jabari, you got to go get 5 more dirty Indians. We don't need y'all in our huts. But anyway, so I'm presenting my source in this way. I'm presenting my evidence. I'm showing proof, and I'm giving y'all the education that y'all did not have about the American Indians here. We built this all over the world. We started this from Egypt to Ethiopia to Arabia. We started this here. We're the true Maya. So I'm going to get into this video. We're going to say it's about an hour or so. And I'm going to pause it maybe every 30 minutes or so, 40 minutes, so you guys can get some rest, get some popcorn, got to use the bathroom, talk a little bit. But what you're about to encounter is true, in fact, information. This is source code. You got to have the source code to elevate to the next conscious level. You got to have it. That source code. So let me share. First, let me share Soso Lanha. Go subscribe to this channel. These are my narrators. These are my sources that I use, and they're going to narrate for me. So go subscribe. So you'll be updated. You will know how I'm coming. You won't be sleeping. Oh, yeah. And peace to Sister Freedom. Freedom. I said that nobody know how to read the Bible. And 2 people that I specifically want to understand, I'm not talking to them like, on that day, is Revelation X and Sister Freedom. I'm sorry, sister. It did not apply to you. Thank you. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Thumb up the video. Let's get into the video, y'all. Let's get into the sources.
Hey, family, please turn your mobile devices to landscape mode for the best viewing experience. Thank you, and welcome back to another episode of Hidden Heritage, where we follow the breadcrumbs to discover more evidence of who were the real indigenous American Indians that inhabited the Americas and that are still here to this day. Now, before we dive into the rabbit hole of truth, if you are new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe, and comment your thoughts down below. If you are already subscribed, welcome back to the channel, and thank you once again for your unwavering support. Please continue to like, comment, and share so more people can witness the truth. Let's dive into it. All right, so let's start things off with the thumbnail, right? We have the tobacco Indian or the cigar Indian, right? And it says right here, this is the Danish language, and it says for the discerning smoker. All right. So I'm not promoting smoking. I'm just showing you what we found and what the tobacco Indians or the cigar Indians or cigarette Indians look like in the Americas. All right. So we're gonna lock it down, and we got some Mayans as well. Let's go. Here is the etymology for cigar. Cigar, cylindrical roll of tobacco for smoking, generally pointed at one end and cut at the other since 1730 from Spanish cigarro. Okay, I said probably from Maya Sica. I like how they said probably. Yeah. Okay. So the Mayans as well. Don't worry. I'll show you some Mayans smoking, and I'm gonna let you decide who they look like. Some Mayan murals. Okay. So then we come here, right? Cigar box is from 1819, right? Cigar store is from 1839. The wooden cigar store Indian is so-called from 1879. Notice how it says American English. Okay, American English, not British English, American English, but wooden images of feathered Indians, or okay, this is very important, or Negroes are mentioned outside tobacconist shops in England by 1852 and are said to have been earlier used on the continent of Europe, the whole continent of Europe. All right. So we come down here where the controversy starts, and we're going to end it. Okay. The controversy is trying to say that the Black Amars are the Indians, or the Black Amars are the Negroes. It says right here, etymology: Black and other dark-skinned foreigners have always possessed considerable attractions as signs for tobacconists and sometimes also for public houses. Negroes, okay, not blackamoors, Negroes, or right here, feathered Indians. So, but wooden images of feathered Indians or Negroes, not blackamoors, okay? So that is said again, blackamoors and indicating there's separate types of people. All right. So now we come back down to Negroes with feathered headdresses and kilts, smoking pipes are to be seen outside. So only the Negroes are to be seen with feathered headdress, and we established it's the Indians from America. Okay. Negroes with feathered headdresses and kilts, smoking pipes are to be seen outside tobacco shops on the continent, as well as in England. So they're letting you know the continents of Europe. So when we show you some stuff, um, some statues, they're specifically from Europe, because USA will never reveal that kind of truth to you guys, to us. All right. So there it is. So let's continue on. Probably from mine. Okay, so you guys heard me read the etymology of the cigar and the Indian slash Negroes, right? So now we come here to Brumley's Best, Virginia, as in the USA, okay? And we see the people, right? Don't worry, don't worry. I'm gonna show you clearer pictures later on, but I want you guys to see who the type of hair, the headdress, the kilt, okay, the tobacco. All right, look, he has a staff and everything. Right, you see the ship, see the tobacco pipes right here. So they were doing business with the Europeans. All right, because you come here, this is a business card, boxes, chests, and packing cases made into, and I don't know what else it said, but it says not long after the founding of Jamestown Tobacco. Okay, first of all, founding, there wasn't lost, so they didn't find it. All right. Anyway, so not long after the founding of Jamestown Tobacco, distributed in Europe under labels such as this one, emerged as the colony's most profitable cash crop. It was Pocahontas' husband, John Rolfe, who in the 1613 sent part of his crop to London from Virginia. All right? We already saw where it says blackamoors and other dark-skinned foreigners. Foreigners, as in people not from the continent of Europe. All right? So, who in 1613 sent part of his crop to London, where it was praised by experts. 4 years later, 20,000 pounds of tobacco sailed for England. All right, for England from the USA of Virginia. All right, the USA, America, India. All right. 4 years later, 20,000 pounds of tobacco sailed for England aboard the George, the name of the boat, the ship right here, whatever. Excuse me. Prompting a boom in the demand for land in Virginia. All right. So we again lock it down where the Indians were wearing their headdress or they killed or have the tobacco outside of Europe. Okay. So let's keep moving. The Taino Indians owned all the islands from Cuba to Aruba. They called the territory Borican. The midpoint for meeting place was Puerto Rico. The ceremony held for the meeting of all island chiefs was called Sikar. Remember the Mayan? The Maya probably Sikar came from that. Okay. The actual Indian word for cigar was tobacco. You saw the thumbnail, and then you saw the tobacco for this for the discerning smoker in the Danish language. When Columbus came, he didn't overstand. He was witnessing a 2,000-year-old culture of Indians in India. Okay, y'all see that? Y'all hear that, right? So again, roles. Look at the people there. That the complexion. Look at the hair. Tobacco. Right? Again, it says Virginia tobacco. Virginia in White's Chauncey Lane, Lond, short for London. So they were shipping stuff there to London, doing business with the Europeans or whomever for years until the actual double cross. All right. So we're showing the likeness of the actual cigar Indians, the tobacco Indians. Okay. Here's a business card. All right. So if anybody is trying to argue with you on this, you can just refer them to the British Museum, the Amsterdam Museum, just about any museum outside of the USA. Okay, you'll see it. So they're going to argue with you about these receipts that I'm showing you. They will not go to the museums and argue with them. So why are they arguing with you? Why are they arguing with us?
You hear what I'm saying?
So
why?
Let's read Sam Ward tobacco. See the tobacco. Now let's make sure we see the who's who. Okay, so we don't see any Mongolians in any of these business cards, in any of these British museums and Amsterdam museums, even in South America or in Canada. Okay, we don't see none of that whitewashing stuff. So
you see, a lot of our people, a lot of our brothers, always talking about museums, especially Jabari and Brother Reggie. Museums, but you never explored these museums. If you have, you ain't told us. Let's get it.
People is not gonna come here and be like, oh yeah, but they were Blackamoors and Blackamoors are from Africa or whatever the case may be. We already established that is a lie. All right, we see the kilt, we see the tobacco in his hand, we see the pipe, okay, we see the hair. All right, so Sam Ward, tobacco and snuff manufacturer. Number two, I think Tothill Street, Westminster, and then it says foreign and homemade snuff. So they were doing business with what you see here, the European on the right, and then you have the Indian, the American Indian on the left, and you can clearly tell he is not a Mongolian. Okay, very nice old master in Spanish cigars. So they were doing business. See more. And if you wanted more clarification or validation um, about why they were called um, Indians, because we're in India, right? You can take your complaints or get your validations from the Library of Congress, right here. West Indies, including part of Virginia, North Carolina, East Florida. Remember Virginia? Remember Virginia? Okay. East Florida, South Carolina, West Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, and the Gulf of Mexico, with part of the coast of South America from the Bay of Honduras to I think, the mouth of the river of Orinoco is the other part. But basically, the whole of America is India. It was called India Superior, as a matter of fact. All right. So if you need clarification, I can send you a video where I have like 6 or 7 maps. Like I had more, but it was I didn't want to just keep pulling up maps. Like I've already brought the point home. Let's continue. All right. So this is part of the map right here. Part of coastal of South America. I'm reading one point. South America from the Bay of Honduras to the mouth of the River Orinoco. Right here. All right. So we have again Virginia. And this is from the British Museum again. Look at the people. Virginia, USA. Virginia Indians. And you see right here, but the picture is too long, it's in portrait mode, so I have to put it like this so you can read it. Allen and Ginter's Richmond Cigarettes, Virginia. And look at who they are portraying as the Indian, the tobacco Indian. Now look at his hair, got the hoop earrings, look at his facial features, phenotype as well, and skin complexion. Excuse me. Cigarettes, cigar, Virginia, America, India. Again, so you have the Indian on the left. You can barely see his face, but you come here, you can see even they made sure you have the hoop earrings. You see his hair, woolly hair. See his facial features. See his skin complexion, and last but not least, West Virginia. And we can't say that they was depicting everybody dark back then because we saw earlier how they depicted the European versus the Indian, right? And look at the European on top here. So they would have made them look the same if that was the case. If everybody was dark back then, lie. Okay, so let's keep moving. Here's an example of the whitewashing lie. These are two distinct, differently people. But you can see the real one on the left, the real ones on the left, with the feathered headdress, the kilts, with the tobacco leaves, okay? The best Virginia tobacco from the office change of goods and encouragement, all right? So in the 14th to 17th century, and then we have the whitewash people that's lying and say that they are native of America. They are not. They are imported. They are immigrants. They're migrants. They are not Americans at all. They're not even natives. The natives you see are on the left. Again, Tobacco Production, Virginia, 1821. Okay, and you see Fleet Street, London. All right, so they were doing business from the Americas to Europe, from India to Europe, the real India. All right, so look who they look like. The hair.
I want y'all to understand something. You don't have to use DNA when you got sketches and artists showing you the pictures and the depiction of these people. Look just like us. Don't look like the Mongolians. Don't look like the natives that supposedly came from Siberia. They look like me.
All right, the woolly hair, skin complexion. These are people. The matriarch and patriarch, the queen and the king, were business of people. All right, entrepreneurs. They don't let quote unquote slaves run their own
Right.
tobacco production up in Virginia
Right.
in 1821. All right, let me tell you. All right, so you see, he got his axe, he got his gold on his wrist.
Bling,
He's chilling,
bling.
he's relaxed. She got her multiple jewels around her neck, her pearls around her arms, her kilt,
Looking
her
nice.
tobacco leaves, her quiver of arrows, her feathers, headdress, okay, her bow. Come on. All right.
My Indian people.
Receipts.
Receipts.
Again, and then you see, just took a look at all these pictures, depictions, all right? Right here. They're small, but like I said, we got more. We got more.
This is what they was after, people.
All right. Oh, if you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching, and listening. We got a ways to go.
This is one of the big. It wasn't no cotton.
Whole thing about
this is one of the biggest reasons
tobacco,
they came over here.
Indians, and show you guys the real depictions, so there'll be no disputing it. And I'll have it all in one place. So
no dispute.
Share it. Okay. People
no dispute.
The whole shebang.
Cedric.
Broken down left to right. So it'll be no more lying and no more denying. Let's continue reading, please. Virginia Indians were smoking the weed long before the English, remember, again, the English folks from Europe, the continent of Europe, arrived, but that the Indian variety, Nocotiana rustica, tasted dark and bitter to the English palate. It was John Rolfe, remember, Pocahontas' husband, right? Obtained Spanish seeds, all that good stuff, right? So we're going to skip down to, well, everybody except King James, who penned a counterblast to tobacco in 1604, which I'll grant you was pre-Jamestown, so pre-Columbus, before they even arrived. But still, he found no more base and yet hurtful corruption in the Courtney than in vile and abuse of taking tobacco. So they was stealing our stuff. All right. So we were doing business. Our ancestors were not slaves. They were prisoners of war because they were doing business at first, and then they got double crossed. Nobody wakes up and be like, "Yeah, I'm a slave. So let me continue to call myself a slave, so my descendants will say that they're descendant of a slave." What? Come on, these people look like slaves to you? Come on. They were, if anything, they were prisoners of war, not slaves. That's a Slavic term. It's from Eastern Europe. You don't call Americans slaves. That don't make no sense. It's not our word. The first female symbols of America, we're just going to read a quick highlighted version. Indian was no longer simply a symbol, but also a symbol of rootedness and continuity. That means they've been there. All right, ancient. Whether in tobacco advertisements or on dollar bills. The good Indian, again, passed on to the whites, a gift received at the hand of the Creator. So, keep moving. A quick excerpt. Blackamoors and other dark-skinned foreigners. All right, and then they narrow it down. the Negroes, which are the Indians, with feathered head dresses and kilts, smoking pipes, are to be seen outside the tobacco shop. And you look at the people with the feathers in their headdress. Again, then you go to Europe, and then you see the late 1700 French bronze sculpture of a crouching Native American Indian cigar Indian collection. All right, and then you come here, you see the skin complexion, and they try to pinch this in his nose, but when you turn him around and you take a picture, there you see the real. You saw because when they was whitewashing our heritage, they would make the Mongolians on there, and they would make their hair long and flowy and all that crap. So that's how you know they were lying, and that's how you know this is authentic because they kept their hair, the woolly hair. I wanted to touch base on this Mayan mural before we move any further, but I mentioned it in the beginning of the video. See, you have the Mayan here, two Mayans, all right? The headdress, kilts, smoking. We have their locks, skin complexion, phenotype. Look at their locks. Okay, this is hair underneath here. You won't find anybody else in the Americas that look like this besides the people that look like this. All right, not a million, not in 600 to 900 AD, not today, not in the future. There's only one type of people in the Americas that look like this, and they're Mayans. They're not called African Mayans. They're not called Negro Mayans. They're just called Mayans, and we know who the Mayans are and who they look like. You're looking at them. This is, you can zoom in. All right. All right. So I want to pull up this receipt for you guys, right? Because the whole picture is in portrait mode and it won't fit next to the receipt if I put it in landscape mode. So we're gonna memorize the base. It's like a green base with the feet. All right. Then we're gonna read and then we come back and try to memorize it again to make sure we're matching the receipts. So it says a British carved and painted pine tobacco figure, 19th century. All right, priced is 1,000, estimated 800 to 1,200 Great Britain. It was closed at 21 September 2010. Now, if you're wondering why do I have the receipts if they're basically the same thing, well, they're not the same thing. Like the picture of the feet does not say anything about American or Indian. All right. So we have the details here. So we need to track down the details. All right. Because if you can see the details match.
I want y'all to really, really pay attention. Huh? I need for you guys to really pay attention to these statues. And then I want you guys to go look at the information that the Moors bring far as Constantinople, if that's how you say it. And the statues that they bring, they trying to say that these people are black Moors. No, you're going to see that they're Indians. Watch.
But here, as far as the British carved and painted pine tobacco figure, it matches the details from the left and the right. However, it doesn't say on the left that's showcasing the feet. That's how we're gonna try to follow the breadcrumbs to make sure that they were talking about this person on the statue on the left. It says modeled as an American Indian, legs, base, and one arm later carved. All right. So now that we established that the stuff on the right is the stuff on the left, now let's take at the whole picture so we can see who they're talking about and what that statue look like, who they more resemble or who they actually resemble in the Americas. All right, so let's take a look at the base again with the legs. Let's take a look at the real full picture. Again, we're gonna start at the base because that's where we left off at. All right, the greenish base, and it's one of the most clearest pictures we can get receipts wise. All right, so I want to give a shout out to Stephen Joseph Levels Green, people like Taino Fury, Origin Sounds. We got Nicholas Anderson down in the comments. We got Hat Rock 33. We got Aboriginal Flower or Sunflower. We got the pink one. I am the real one, I think. Yes. I am the pink one. Who else we got? We got everybody. Y'all always leaving a lot of good feedback and comments down in the comment section. Appreciate that. All right, let's go. All right, so as we can see, we have the hair, the phenotype,
Look at that.
skin complexion, facial features. All right, so this is who they are depicting as the American Indian with the feathered kilt, tobacco in his hand. That barrel, I guess you put some tobacco leaves in there, keep it nice and fresh, keep it cool, stored, And then we got the tobacco cigar coming out of you smoking it, right? So that way we know who we looking at and who they're depicting. So just the hair alone is a good giveaway of who they really are in the Americas. Let's keep moving. And then the great reveal, we're going to come to Carter's Price Guide to Antiques in 19th Century Tobacco Wooden Statue, and we're going to see what he or she looks like. Look, okay, with the tobacco, with the kilt, skin complexion, phenotype, all that good stuff, right? Look at the hair, right? There's no mistaking this statue for anyone else other than the copper tone, brown skinned people of the Americas, the real American Indians, all right? Let's see if we can zoom in. Look, there's no denying who they really are. All right, so I just want to show you, it says American tobacco point of sale, carved and painted wooden statue, 19th century. Okay, see the base of it right there with the Carter's Price Guide to Antiques, the base of it right there. And you see the base of it again. So they talk about an American, all right, American Indian, tobacco Indian, cigar Indian. Then we have a depiction of an Indian again. Look at his hair. All right. Antique Indian, $391, Virginia, USA. And that is it was selling for $16,000 USD. Okay. So they're selling our likeness of who we truly are because they know the term black or what's it called, African American, has no value, So they're selling us as who we are, antique Indians in America.
Okay. Now you see what's going on, right? You see all this time that we was taught that these people was they hunter-gatherers? They didn't build nothing, they didn't have nothing or anything. And we can all see it's a lie. It is a lie. Sarnetta, Jabari, it is a lie. Huh? Captain Tazariak? You got the wrong Indians, brother. You are an Indian. And we're going to get into this. I got to show you guys because 2024 is the year of the Indians coming back to claim what is ours. We're here to claim what is ours. So we're going to get back into it. Hope you guys grab you some popcorn, some hors d'oeuvres or whatever, so we can finish this video. Get it in. Let's get it in.
All right, carved and painted cigar store Indian again. So this is in 2022. So Indian. So they know we're in India actually. The people who are living in the Caribbean still identify themselves as West Indians. So they still exist. India is still around. We just do not call it that, but it exists. And it's not the East India. All right, so let's reveal. All right, so we got some more close up. But as you can see, it's not a Mongolian. We're going to get a good look at his phenotype, facial features, and then we're going to take a look at like the side profile so we can see like his woolly hair. As you can see, same statue, woolly hair. There's no Mongolian ever looked like this, or anyone else who don't look like this have never looked like this ever. Not a million years ago, not 100,000 years ago, not 10,000 years ago, not 1,000 years ago, not today, not even in the future. They're never gonna look like this, especially with their hair, their woolly hair like that. So the folks that's claiming to be Indians that don't look like this are not Indians. They are something else. All right. But of course, we got more receipts. So we got a partial receipt from the Pipe Museum in Amsterdam. All right. And we have the period of time, 1930 to 1960. All right. The sizes, height, width, all that good stuff. But I want to remind the folks who need more validation or clarification. Again, if you're going to dispute what we are showing you on the platform, you are not going to go to the actual source to dispute what we're showing you. So why come here? Right? So watch. All right. So we're going to read this undisputable receipt, and then we're going to zoom in to see what this standing Indian with feather headdress look like. Description: cigar box label of paper with in standing rectangle. All right. So we have the rectangle right here. Right. A standing oval with a standing Indian. So there's an oval with a standing Indian. That's the Indian. In, okay, excuse me, a standing Indian with a feather headdress and leaf skirt. So we check that off, Okay. In the raised left hand, a bunch of tobacco leaves in the raised left hand. So they're telling us twice that we got tobacco leaf raised in his left hand. A lance, that's a lance in the other hand, surrounded by tobacco packages right here, down at the floor. A palm tree right here, all right? American, synonymous, palm trees, American, synonymous with American continent in the left background. Inside from below the frame on a ribbon, exquisitos. So on a ribbon, that's a ribbon. On the ribbons in the span above, Florina, right there, Florfina, excuse me. And along the top edge, it says Inca. Got it? And on the right, along the bottom edge, signature SH. So SH right here. And then monogram DEP and then the number. Like you can match it up and everything. Like the receipt is like from head to toe. So let's zoom in and see who he looks like. All right, let's see.
Let's go.
If we can do this right.
Look like a brother to me.
Who does he look like to you? All right, they're showing us who.
And Captain, they wearing kilts.
Home brown skin. And like I said,
not fringes.
Not gonna go to, or whoever is trying to criticize this is not going to go to the museum in Amsterdam and be like, "Oh, that's not right." What are you doing? That yeah, they're gonna yeah. So we can clearly see who they're depicted as the real Indians in the Americas, the real Indians in the world. Actually, it's only one type of Indian. The people that are East Indian are not Indians. They are Hindustan people, Bharat, or whatever the case may be. There's only one type of Indian, and they're in the Americas. All right, Columbus was not lost. And if you need proof of that, I can send you some books, or I can send you a video of me reading from a book and stuff like that. Of Columbus was an excellent navigator, along with his brother Bartholomew. He was an excellent cartographer, someone that makes maps. So they were not lost. They went to wherever they wanted to go, which was in India. All right, let's continue with more receipts.
Bring the
More
receipts.
card Indians. Virginia tobacco roll. Nary White Hart in St. Thomas, Southwark. All right, Virginia. American Indians, tobacco Indians. You see the boat in the background, right? Like I said, our ancestors, they ain't come off no boat from no Africa. They were doing business with the Europeans, and then they got double crossed. See that? Virginia. Tobacco pipes down there on the barrel or the drum. And you got two Indians, look like a young boy and a grown man. You got the tobacco pipe in his left hand and tobacco leaves in his right. And again, the ship over there behind him. Virginia, again, cigar Indians, tobacco and snuff. Havana cigars, Cuba, the Americas again. Take a look right here. It says Havana, Cuba again, and you see that's Colorado. Letting you know
Look
it's
at
in
that
America.
brother.
Tobacco pipe, headdress with the feather right here, and kilt with the tobacco leaves. Old tobacco shop sign, figure of an American red Indian above a shop, Low Perthgate, Yorkshire, New York, wait, York, North Yorkshire, England, UK, United Kingdom, Great Britain. Okay, look at the skin complexion and the headdress, and the kilt around his waist. Cigar store figure, carved and painted cigar store figure. And this is from actual. This is America. So yeah, receipts nonetheless. Unlike most cigar store figures of period, this figure is that of an Indian of Virginia in the 1600s. Like receipt after receipt after receipt, wearing a crown of tobacco leaves and a kilt. And I didn't catch the other part of it. Let's see if we can zoom in. Right? Let's see the bigger version. Let's track it down. Again, a quick reminder before we go to the next slide. This is the Indian from the 1600 in Virginia, and look at the back of his hair. Look at his hair, and look at his phenotype and facial features. Again, you see, headdress, pearls around his neck, kilt around his waist, jewelry around his wrist, uh, feather band around his upper arm, two pearl necklace, even two pearl necklace in his headdress, holding his band together. All right. and then again from the front. And this is in Virginia. And again, if you needed any more validation, we have it right here. All right, tobacco, and you see he has a pipe right here, and he has feathers, a bow, arrows, a quiver of arrows, both of them. And this is synonymous with Indian. All right, see the feathers, both of them, and it has tobacco, Tobac, tobacco up here, tobacco around here. All right, so these are the real Indians, the real tobacco cigar Indians. Only one type of Indian in the world. All right, and they look like this. So receipts after receipts after receipts. All right, so this brings us to the end of our road. I think this is going to be a part one because I have like a lot more and I wasn't able to get through it all. So I think tomorrow will be a part two. So let me know if you guys want a part two in the comments down.
Okay, people. What I what I just did, it gave you some of the sources, not all. Remember, don't try to judge this according to your ideology. But I just gave you some of the sources to prove of the economic development we had before they even came over here. All these advertisements you see are Indians, are described as Indians all over the world, but here, my own people is not accepting who they are, but everybody else is. You want to be African, you want to be Israelites, you want to be this, you want to be that, but you don't want to be who you are. And you celebrate this day. Let me give y'all, let me see, let's see. Let me see if I can get it right quick, you guys. Um, Square this. Let's see. Share the screen. I hope y'all can see this in a couple seconds. Certificate. Well, where we at? Okay. Certificate. Human Right Education Training. That's my name, Maurice Harston. But y'all call me Bear. And recognition. You see it right there at the bottom before the seal, on top of the seal? A recognition for completing the required training and becoming a certified human rights consultant with U.S. Institution of Diplomacy and Human Rights, Washington, D.C. In Washington, D.C. Why did I show you that? Because on the House of Consciousness and other platforms, you guys always speak on what type of degrees you got. You went to college and all, and none of that stuff even matters. Why? Is because at this point of time, those degrees doesn't help the people. You know what helped the people? What I just showed you. Their human rights. And they have the right to know who they are, Captain. They have the right to know who they are. Bobby Banga, Real Thought, Cosmic, or people have, even you guys have the right to know who you are. So who will be the best teacher of teaching who you are? Not someone that went to college for theology, well, for social studies, African American history. Not someone that has been studying human rights. We're going to get into the Pan-Indian movement. in 1812. Go study it. We're going to show all the accomplishments that we was doing way before the Europeans even came here. Huh? And I am sourcing up through video. Much love to my narrator. Sosolinha. Sosolinha. Go subscribe to him. I have another one. Education, re-education. Re-educated TV. That's going to be another one of my narrators. So Source Video is going to give you all the sources. I'm going to bring you all the sources with a narrator. Undisputed sources. No one that's been on the platform of the House's consciousness. No one that's been on these platforms, period, can touch this information that I'm bringing you from American Indian. Look at me. Do I look like an African? Huh? Do this look like African? No. Pure American Indian. So thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for coming by. We're going to have more video sources for you guys. This is just the beginning. So try not to enjoy this day. You know, we're going to give love and understanding to our ancestors here in America. You guys is in America. You guys are my land. This is India. It's just the west side of India. It's just the west side of India. The true India. And you guys celebrate the death of the massacre. They killed babies on this day, so they say. Thank y'all for tuning in. Until the next, I'm the California Bear. One love to all, and to all, a good night.